Okay, good morning, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be just a quick little video to introduce our next project. This is an ongoing project, a rolling project basically. We are using this car. We don't use it very much. We've only been out in it twice this year, just due to time constraints and weather basically. But it's a car that we used to have years ago, and it's one we bought for our 20th wedding anniversary as a present to ourselves because we both really enjoy them. We haven't had one for a few years, and we always had one for years and years and years. In fact, at one point I think we had 4 of them of various models. So if I just spin you around and I'll show you what we got. So this is our 1992 Sierra Sapphire RS Cosworth 4x4. This is a late 92. It's one of the last few hundred run-out models. Not that there was much different with those. I think it's just a colour-coded rear spoiler. This is a totally standard car to look at. Standard wheels, standard body kit, standard trim, and it's in Nouveau Red. The car that we used to have years ago when the kids were little was a magenta red one, 2-wheel drive. This, obviously being a late one, is a Nouveau Red. It's got 4 previous owners, and the mileage is somewhere around 90-odd thousand. I'll have to quick look at that in a minute. It is running a bigger intercooler, bigger injectors, and should be around about 320 horsepower. It does need a tune-up. It's running very rich at the moment. Not sure why, it shouldn't be. But it was tuned by Motorsport Developments, and hopefully we'll get around to taking it back up there, give them a health check over. But we got a few little jobs we need done on it. The last time we took it out, we sprung a leak from one of the water hoses. Now most of the hoses on this has been changed for silicone hoses, but one of the original rubber ones is still fitted from the thermostat, and that sprung a leak. So we're going to get in there and put a new water pump on it, a new pipe and a new timing belt, just for peace of mind basically. Other little jobs that need doing up. The steering wheel in it is the wrong steering wheel, so I'm going to be fitting a later steering wheel, even though the one actually fitted to this should be a later one again, but I'll show you that later. And the gearbox selector, the bushes in that are very sloppy, so we're going to have a look at that as well. But if I just show you around the car and go from there. Okay, so this is a late 92, so this has the green top engine fitted. I don't think there's any real differences between these engines. These ones were designed to run on unleaded fuel right from the get-go, but the early ones weren't. But they've all got hardened valve seats because they're turbocharged cars anyway, so they all run on unleaded fuel anyway. So this one has the green Bosch injectors in it, the 803s. It has a 3-bar map sensor and a larger 500 size type intercooler. The only real issue with the engine at the moment is this pipe down here, which is leaking. Just sprung a slight leak from the last run out, and we pulled up at the lights and there was steam, and I was obviously panicked, but it was only such a slight leak. So we topped up the water and headed home, but not really an issue. So we'll have a look at the rest of the car. So these are the shark tooth wheels. These are my favourite type of wheels for this car. Not a massive fan of the early lattice wheels, but I much prefer these, and I don't really like the aftermarket wheels. I haven't seen anything on here that I really would like, but I'd prefer to keep it standard looking as possible. So the interior trim is the late rainbow Sierra Sapphire trim. This is quite a rare trim now, and again quite desirable. This one's not in too bad a shape. The driver's bolster there had a little bit of wear, but other than that, the rest of the trim is in nice condition. So coming around to the inside, again fairly standard. That's actually the wrong steering wheel. This is a steering wheel from an early two-wheel drive. Well, even the early 4x4s had these, but that's actually the wrong steering wheel. The steering wheel that should be on this has a 4-spoke plastic steering wheel. It doesn't, not even leather on the late cars. But what I've got is the later, thicker 3-spoke wheel to put in this. That'll be in one of the videos coming up soon. So mileage wise, we're on 96,062 miles. Like I said, this is a 4-owner car, service history, all bits and pieces. So hopefully a fairly good investment. Well, it has been a very good investment, to be honest. We bought this 6 years ago, and it's pretty much, well, more than doubled in value in that time, which is nice. So yeah, the interior is all pretty much standard. The rainbow cloth in front and back, and the sunroof, electric sunroof, etc. So coming around to the back of the car. So the back of the car, not a massive fan of the big exhaust, to be honest. I would prefer a standard system, or even preferably a magnet system, something like that, slightly uprated but with more boxes on. This is, I think, either a Scorpion system or something along those lines, with only like a single or 2 boxes in it. It's quite loud, and it doesn't need to be honest, to make it go quick. But the car itself is nice and clean. The bodywork had a full respray by Gibbsies, I think it was, up in Scotland way, before I bought it, or up north somewhere. I actually bought the car from Aberdeen, which is was a fair track to go and get from here. But yeah, this is our Sapphire Cosworth, and this is obviously where it lives. So it's a nice straight car, like I said, fairly standard to look at least, but with a good turn of power as well, and we're really happy with it. Like I say, a few little jobs we want to do. I want to do that gearbox linkage, do the bushes on that. That's a fairly common problem on them. We're going to be doing, I want to do an underside restoration, because whoever had this car before us basically just painted everything with stone chip or under seal, and it looks terrible. So over the course of however long it takes, we'll be stripping down the underside and cleaning all it up, and we'll go from there. I mean, project wise on this car, there's not loads of jobs, but there's certainly jobs that want to be done on it. Okay, so that's basically the introduction for this Sapphire Cosworth. If you do like this sort of thing, please like and subscribe, and please share with your friends. There will be a few videos coming up on this car, and hopefully we'll be able to get some shots of it out and about. Like I said, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you very much.